Let's move the chat here since my thing is basically already seen. Just gonna put it up at the top right. Yeah,
I'm
there we go.
mad if I find
Just do some
I hope
rearranging.
I
Yes. Yeah. Oh my god, I can hear the drilling noises. Damn.
sorry.
Dude. best best moments in this podcast, I swear. Best moment.
Okay, fucking let's go.
All right, let's go, man. Oh my god. this is some construction going on right now.
I went through 1 minute. Okay, let
Damn,
me
damn,
move
damn.
the glass.
Best part about
Move
it
the
being a podcast and that I don't need to use the what's it called? Because normally I'd need to use I normally need to use my phone to see the chat or on both places, but I have integrated chat enabled now so I can see the chat no matter where they type. Dude, what are you drilling?
Because I need to mount a mirror.
A mirror.
Yeah, because I have an empty apartment with nothing in it.
Oh, interesting. So, literally nothing in it. Heh.
Okay, let's see. What size do I even need? That's too small.
By the way, we've already started, so, but I guess you're still, I mean,
Drilling.
yeah.
Yes. So what should we talk about?
One of the main things we should talk about is, about how COVID changed your voice. That's one thing you wanted to
Why
talk
not?
about. So I'm
Yes,
curious.
so I had a voice like a squirrel, right?
Yeah, yeah, I
And
remember
now
your old voice.
and
Sound,
now I have a voice like an old squirrel, basically.
yeah. You kind of went from uh from Dr. Doofenshmirtz to basically something of a much more, I don't know.
I need to turn off the fucking hammering.
I still like the fact that we have drilling noises in the background. I love this shit. This is hilarious.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh. Dude, it's like I truly wonder what the hell is going on in the background. It's hilarious.
Okay, let me see if they fit. Oh,
how many
they are
more
so tight.
how many more drilling noises are we gonna get this CCS
No,
podcast?
I can just rev it up for you.
Oh man. All right. By the way, guys, if you say anything in chat, I can also answer your questions, so even the chat can join the podcast. So anyway, I have another question.
Yeah.
When I pretty much asked how it was with the whole Catboy speech thing, where I asked you to make a Catboy speech, what were you thinking in your mind at the time?
Chris.
What? What? 'Cause I didn't catch that. I think your internet's cutting out a bit.
Yeah, let me switch. Oh, let me switch from Wi-Fi.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So the first thing I thought about is furries.
Furries. You know I'm not a furry, right? I'm just a VTuber. There's a difference. I have cat ears and a tail, and I
Yeah,
can
but
purr.
it's not a huge one. It's not a huge one.
All right, if you say so. By the way, did you learn how to do the purr yet?
The what?
How did you learn how to purr? You know,
No.
would you ever?
Can you purr?
Yes. Of course, man. That's that. All cat boys need to purr. It's a given rule. Without purring, how can we call ourselves a cat boy? Like seriously.
Fair, 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 fair.
Yeah, man. To make it so that.
Where the fuck is that? Oh, also, in my shower, right? So I have like a shower and I don't have the curtain.
Oh,
So when I shower, the water just goes fucking everywhere.
damn.
Yeah,
So
that's why.
water literally flows all over the place.
Yeah, I can show you. I have a vacuum which can suck up water. It's fucking
Yeah,
amazing.
you can actually stream your thing or through this podcast, and everyone will see your shower and your water. Well, no one's rewind, but everyone in the future because it's gonna be saved.
I mean,
Yeah, let's see it.
I have so much dirty laundry. Let me just.
No
It looks
problem,
so
man.
bad.
That's part of it. That's part of it, man.
So let me move this. Rotate the mirror just in case. Okay, let me grab my. Yeah. How do I turn on the camera? One sec. Someone is pinging.
No. That's just main message of the thing.
Okay.
Uh,
I cannot make it big. Anyway, so that's my shower, right?
yes.
And the problem is here's no curtain. So each time I turn on the water, it basically it basically goes all over, like on the floor and shit. It just bounces off the wall and just like drains.
Oh, damn.
But
So
the thing is, if we put some water, right?
yeah. So you don't have a shower curtain, so it literally goes all over the
No.
floor when you take a bath. Damn.
Yeah, so this is water, right? But
Yeah.
I can just suck it up.
Where?
That's what she said.
Where's the magic? Let show. Wait,
You don't see the
what?
water?
Wait, how do you suck it
You
up?
don't see the
I'm
water?
confused.
So do you see the water?
Yes, I see the water. What? You have a literal sensor in your bathroom that tells you. Oh my god, I have been trolled. Oh my god. What is this?
Yeah,
It is a
this
vacuum
is how I get
cleaner.
rid of it.
God damn, man. You be trolling me.
It's better even.
Brainiac, welcome to the Catboy Chemistry
Look,
Society podcast.
look. So it's a vacuum cleaner, right?
Wait, why are you suck?
It can spit. It can spit.
Oh, it can spit out water.
Yeah.
One thing though, so it's
Basically,
so it's compatible with sucking up water because it spits water.
yes.
Dude, how much water can you suck up before it actually breaks? Are we prepared to find out that answer, Or are we not tech?
Can you answer? I didn't hear shit.
I said, how much water
Yes.
can it suck up before it breaks? You know?
I don't know, like 100 mils, 200 mils.
Yeah, yeah, okay, let's not push the limits. We ain't tech racks here. Tech racks, he always
Yeah.
breaks. Like there's the video of him with his so-called fluoroantimonic acid. Like, what was that weird crystals that he called fluoroantimonic acid? Like, it's fake, but what exactly was that fakery?
Probably Neptunium.
No, no, no. Some people thought it was the pentahydrate of fluoroantimonic acid, which is a white solid and seems to have similar properties to the substance he has.
Where the
I'm
fuck?
surprised it can form a hydrate.
It does form a hydrate. Like, after looking up, I think that's what they found out what it was. Basically, Techrax was only half lying. But then the other theory is that he was fully lying and that was some other acid or some other thing.
I don't know. I don't actually watch him.
I did. It was a big, big, big disappointment.
But there's a real video of fluoroantimonic acid from the guy, whatever his name is forgotten. Cool dude. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. What's it called? The person's name is Chemical Force, yeah?
Yeah.
He actually showed real fluoroantimonic acid, and it's like a liquid. It fumes like crazy, and it's highly toxic. It's both
Sounds
an
underwhelming.
antimony compound, and it releases HF upon decomposing, so it's pretty bad.
Well, people have the wrong idea of what a strong acid is.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be honest. I've messed with a lot of acids, and I thought perchloric acid was just gonna be this hyper, scary, horrible super acid. But the fact of the matter is while it is, strong, it's actually a disappointment when it comes to dissolving metals. 1 second. Like like the best at dissolving metals just turns out to be plain old nitric acid for most metals in general. You know,
Yeah, just from the acidity, I don't think you can get better than sulfuric acid.
yeah,
And if
yeah,
you want to
yeah.
dissolve more, you need the anion to actually do something
Yeah, yeah.
to
It
help it.
has your product has to be highly soluble, or the reason why nitric acid is really good is several nitrates are highly soluble, and a lot of metals before they even get dissolved by the acid, have to also get oxidized, first. Like a lot of
Yeah,
metal oxides dissolve in various acids really quickly. Meanwhile, in most acids that aren't oxidizing, they have to rely on the release of hydrogen in order for them to dissolve in the metal. Hydrochloric acid does a great job at that, but
true.
other acids like sulfuric, weaker acids as well, like they don't do a very good job at that. And phosphoric acid is basically your maple syrup or honey of all the acids. So that stuff doesn't dissolve
No,
very well.
boric acid is the joke.
Johan ayo. Yeah.
Bruh.
You can
Aya.
you can approach um,
Ayaya.
the effectiveness
Ayaya.
of nitric acid though by adding hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah, yeah, that prevents the emission of NO2 because then the hydrogen peroxide acts as the oxidizer. But you can add
Oh,
hydrogen
I'm not even talking
peroxide.
about that. I mean, like you can make hydrochloric acid oxidize more acid
Yeah,
by
yeah, yeah,
adding
yeah.
peroxide.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Anyway, as as mentioned, like yeah, I was gonna say perchloric acid's disappointing when it comes to dissolving metals. However, any organic like material it touches turns into high explosives, so it has my respect there. It's like you not only end up with tar, but you end up with tar that's literally sensitive primary explosives. Like that shit has scared me more than anything. You know. And
Just
then
call it a feature.
not just star, by the way. What's it called? Perchloric acid also converts transition metals into transition metal perchlorates. And I have tested a few of those, and they do detonate on their own if strongly heated. Some of them, at least. Like it's like weird. Not all of them do this. Only some of them. You know. While other anyway. So besides that, what's your opinion on people who fake science YouTube videos? Like you've seen tech racks, you've seen a whole bunch of those. What's your opinion on those fakes? Like I think the first one I remember is the Brainiac alkali metals, where they said that dropping 5 grams of rubidium was like a hand grenade in a bathtub. You remember that? Any of you?
Yeah. Well,
I
if it's
remember that.
clean,
I actually did a YouTube video on it back in my cringe days.
Oh
I did a
damn!
wall of text
I'm
video with
curious.
pirated music.
I'm curious. How does that look? Do you still have a link? You can actually watch
I
it
do. It's
together.
it's still live. It was actually my most successful video for a while.
Oh my god!
Obviously
What?
capitalizing on the Brainiac.
Yeah, just stream it, cause we can show it here. By the way, your stuff is streamed through YouTube, so you know we'll see. Well, basically, it's like they're
it's
watching a
pretty much
YouTube
famous.
video while you're watching
Okay.
a YouTube video. It's hilarious.
We play it, but I have to do something. I just
Just
gotta
send
be
it.
done
Send me the
for five
link.
minutes.
Send me the link. I will.
Okay.
I will put
Okay, I
it.
can do that. Give me a sec. I'm actually watching the stream, by the way.
Yeah, just send me a link to it so I can put it up.
Hold on. It's gonna take a few seconds to find it.
Oh my god, imagine if can I actually share my screen while streaming at the same time?
Yes.
Let me try that.
And
That sounds a little scary. Let me
Is there
try.
a dedicated voice chat, or
Yeah,
do I
there
just
is. I can
run?
put it on, but I put it on some other chat that isn't typable at the moment. That I don't have any windows I can share. I guess I can share the Discord chat and I can watch
There
my
you
own
go.
thing, and it does indeed show and share screen, so we're all good. Damn, it's like we're streaming while streaming. That is hilarious. You have nested streams. Okay, now just send me the link of that video so we can all watch it. Okay, let's do it.
It's in your DM.
Ah, yeah, I see it. Okay, I'm gonna make a separate window so that it doesn't bug out. It's the last thing I want for it to bug out. I don't think we're gonna be able to get any sound from this. Oh god. Let's do it.
Ikimashou. Yes.
I don't know, man. That just happened, okay? Where's my Discord? Yes. Okay. There we go. Actually, I need to put this under browser audio in order to make this.
Whether you've left school or you're still at school, you can appreciate the sheer fun, mayhem that chemistry can be. There's so much to it. Bunsen burners, mixing chemicals. Very nice.
I remember this video. So classic, guys.
I don't have the bandwidth to watch. Sorry.
Basically, the only reason why they faked this is because it was very
Yeah.
hard to get rubidium and cesium back then. Like, come on. Amazon was sort of there, but they didn't sell anything sketchier than, I think it was still a bookstore back then. Right?
Yeah. Well, you probably could have got it on eBay.
eBay, but eBay was kind of in its younger days back then.
I remember buying potassium nitrate on eBay when I was like 13.
Damn.
So it was
You
it
you
definitely has a
were
good fit.
dude, when I was those days I couldn't do that. I was literally, what's it called? I was quite literally forced to go to the factories themselves, and my grandfather would literally go buy me the
That is
most
infinitely
cursed.
more base than buying it on eBay, though.
Dude, we literally went to a factory that produced ammonium nitrate and bought tons of it. And I remember my grandfather was like, if you throw in a bit of muriate of potash, aka potassium chloride, you can get potassium nitrate. We made like homemade gunpowders and shit. Now that was hilarious. That was well worth it, you know. So yeah, it's like you were buying it off eBay. We were driving to a factory. It's the only. It's the closest I've ever been to like an actual industrial Oswald process. You know, Haber Bosch Oswald. That was a long time ago. You know, I visited several places back then. I visited several industries, like mostly fish farms, shrimp farms, fertilizer farms. Wait,
Jeez.
fertilizer factories! Oh no!
Fertilizer farms. Last one I
Fertilizer
read.
farms. Damn it,
I
man.
I
mean,
think the video
technically.
died, by the way.
Technically,
So if,
right?
if, if you farm crops, right, and you take the earth from the dead crops, then technically it's a fertilizer farm.
Yes, it is a fertilizer farm. Oof.
Oh, you know what it is? I think YouTube removed some of the copyrighted stuff that I cut in. I like actually did some research, right? I dug up reactions of rubidium and cesium and cut them into the videos. Like this, what it actually looks like. But I guess YouTube cut it out.
YouTube actually removed it because oh, nice, who joined? What's up? Welcome.
Oh wait, sorry.
Yeah, come on, man, let's go. What's up? So we're basically just reliving our past with this Brainiac alkali metals, and if YouTube cut it off, there's no point in watching it. Anyway.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's a shame.
yeah, that's a shame. A real shame. Because all I'm
Yeah,
seeing.
someone joined the server, Henry.
All right.
You,
Anyway,
you should move the channel up. You should move the channel up so people actually type in it.
which
You know, I can see it on my end. Oh, you know what? I think they're just not. They're just showing it in the original version to me,
yeah,
but it's actually, copyrighted and they won't let anyone normal see it. They
I
actually
have.
changed their design as
Oh
well.
my god, that
Interesting.
is sneaky.
Wow,
Holy shit.
they split it up into key moments and they transcribed the stuff
They
that I put
they
in
they
and the design is
spliced your
different.
video and basically made it so that no one else can see all of the real reactions. Because I was confused as well. I'm like, where's the other shit? Where's the rest of it?
Damn.
You know, that makes sense. I guess Brainiac was butthurt. You know, fucking hell, it was a popular video.
Oh well, it
The,
was cringe anyway.
I mean, yeah, I mean that was back then. In fact, one of my more popular videos in the past was Pokemon Fusion. Like it's just a MS Paint animation. I think I deleted it actually.
I think my most popular video of all time ended up being just a 2-minute video of my chickens.
Oh my
Oh
god,
no.
dude. Just also speaking of chickens, I want to get Bohemian in here. He's the guy who likes to talk about saying that me and my chickens are gonna be more efficient than your Oswald reactor.
I mean, I want to see that though.
I mean, first of all, mine is just a very small one, and in fact, it's in fact I was thinking that the way I drive it with that pump, it's not powerful enough. I was thinking of actually getting one of those 12-volt car air compressors to have more pressure, so I can actually make a high pressure fed Oswald reactor. There's only one problem with that though. If there's in case the ammonia ends up, spilling everywhere, it's gonna be terrible. You can probably guess ammonia at high pressure and it suddenly ruptures or like bursts or the thing fly like gets loose. You can imagine how terrible that's gonna be, right? Yeah, I don't wanna I don't want that nightmare. I'm gonna stick to my aquarium pumps. Thank you very much. Anyway, so
So I have no anchors, so I can't mount my fucking mirror. So I just drilled 2 holes for nothing.
you drilled 2 holes for nothing and you can't even mount your mirror. That's sad.
Yeah.
And you want me to move, speaking of text channels, you want me to move the text channel for Catboy speech up? Can I do
Yes.
can I do that or will that mess with the bot? Because I'm a little afraid.
No, the bot only cares about the channel name. So
Ah,
well, the
okay.
channel ID. So just don't delete the channel. That's it.
Oh, I'm not gonna
You
delete
can
the
move
channel.
it.
Keep current
You can rename
permissions.
it, move it.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna put it beside their cat voice speech. Okay,
Yeah,
if
now
I include cat voice speech into the stream thing, all hell will break loose. Shall we do that?
Sure.
why wouldn't?
Let's do that. Let's go. 1 second, I'm gonna enable it. Let's
You
go.
could also just ping everyone and just piss them off,
No, no, no,
and they
no,
will just
no.
screw you in the channel.
Okay. Not type any. I would type anything in Catboy speech. Everyone will be able to.
I see what's going on.
Wait, is your channel even working? Because no one is able to actually type in it. What?
Did someone break my bot again?
No, 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 no. No one broke your bot. I think they just omitted it. But yeah,
No, they can't.
Igor, welcome to the podcast. It's good to have you back.
Second
Oh,
pause.
they're using the bot. No, it works.
Yeah, it was
The
working.
cat works.
Yeah. Just someone typed something, but I think they just omitted what they typed. So I thought it was broken, but it wasn't as broken, if you know what I mean.
Nia grows at Hegemon Joy. Curse. Naruchan goes back in the bush. Okay. So you're fucked.
I like that shit. It's like a 1 out of 6, right? Or something.
Yeah. In, oops.
You know the most cursed
This
thing?
is the one that deletes your message.
It works in. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. Because Restream bot doesn't acknowledge webhooks, and this
Yeah,
uses
yeah.
webhooks.
So
So if
if
you want it to work, I can make it work, but the problem is, well, that would be a custom bot.
yeah. Not only that, like it doesn't matter, because like you have to type in Catboy speech, okay, to be Catboy speech. You know, you have to type in that channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Foxu. Nice on you. Goes back in the bush, yes?
And that's a classic.
I mean,
Wow,
I
the
can add
people in that
more
bush.
if you have ideas.
You know what's weird? The viewer count on YouTube is busted. Like when it says 0, but yet there's at least 2 people typing. It like fluctuates rapidly. That stuff's hilarious.
Wait, how do you see who's typing?
What do you mean? How do I see who's typing? I see who's typing.
Huh. I don't. That's why I was. I've never hosted a stream, I guess. That's why I'm
Yeah,
surprised.
I can see who's typing. But yeah, the
Cool.
YouTube viewer count is busted. It's like that anyway. Like, I think any numbers less than 10, it will be busted. Actually, I think even numbers above 10. I think YouTube's viewer count is just an
I can fix
estimate.
the restream just from my side. I
YouTube
think I did. I feel like that.
YouTube's viewer count is just an estimate. So let's say you had like 56 viewers, it will probably show any number from 45 to 50, you know? Just like everyone else who's in there is just like whatever, you know? So it kind of makes me
Doesn't
wonder.
matter that much either, does it?
Nah, nah, nah. No, it doesn't anyway. You know, we do this enough of times, we'll eventually strike midnight. I don't know. I can't think of any better word. Igor, you'd like to enlighten us with your wisdom, with your pharmacodynamics, and talk about that shit.
Um, I'm actually playing Battlefield 1, but yeah, okay, sure, what do you want to hear?
Nice. All right. So you remember that chemist talked about quaternary amines being potent neurotoxins, right?
I, yeah.
Like, I never knew they were that bad. As a person who works with ion exchange membranes, right?
Mhm.
I thought, like, they must not be that bad. They use them in membranes, they use them in water filtration systems and all of that. But I didn't
You mean I
think that.
shouldn't have been licking them?
Don't ask, okay? Don't ask. Right? But yeah, I thought they were benign. I didn't know that some quaternary ammonium compounds are highly toxic that will literally shut down your nerves. I did not know that. Wait, technically, the your nerves are a fucking membrane. You have a gradient of sodium and potassium ions. Wait, how exactly does the quaternary amine compounds interfere with nerve function? Igor, can you answer this for me? Because I don't fucking know.
You maybe have an example of such a toxin?
Something like muscarin,
Oh,
or
muscarine.
or was it ibotenic acid? It's one of those. No, it's the one with the. Oh, 1 second. Muscarin. Yeah, muscarin. Yes, that's the one. How does muscarin mess with anything?
Um, as I thought, it acts on the acetylcholine receptors and it prevents it from sending signals to, for
So
example,
it
our
f-
muscles.
it fits on the acetylcholine receptors, and
And muscarine receptors in the case of muscarine.
s-
It's
Ah,
very
yeah, I guess that makes sense.
it's an excitotoxic compound, so that means it will just release or inhibit acetylcholinase, and that's just the enzyme that makes acetylcholine. So
but
you also have
is
a
it the
prevention of making.
quaternary amine that actually fits into the receptor, or is it the
Yeah, it
molecule
looks like it.
itself? Because
No, I think it's a molecule itself. For example, muscarine, it resembles, well, it, if you not exactly muscarine, but for example, muscimol,
yeah,
it resembles glutamate in a very specific
yeah,
way, and that's why it also acts on
because
glutamate. If
there's another thing. There's benzalkonium chloride actually apparently also messes with your nerves. Like any of these it's like aromatic quaternary amines also mess with your nerves. This is why I asked the question. And that chemist also talked about a bunch of these compounds. Anyway, I don't think we really know the answer because it seems that none of us are able to give an answer. Oh, Toxichem,
yeah,
what's up?
Well, I mean, if you look at the structure, acetylcholine is a quaternary amine, and so it's not that far removed.
There we go. I think this is our answer. Anything with a quaternary amine can fuck with acetylcholine. By the way, Brainiac, you're working with an ion exchange membrane. Am I correct? When that
That is
shit
correct.
starts breaking down, man, you know that water. Be careful with that shit, am I right?
Well, I mean, if you have to use well water in your membrane electrolysis system, apparently there's contaminants in the well water that's not good for the cell. But other than that, I'm not dead yet, so Fingers
Yeah,
crossed. It did apparently release a
you'd
lot of
know
chloride.
right away when your membranes are messed up, when it no longer exists. It will literally start melting. That's what will happen.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, it
Or
physically feels just as rigid as
okay,
when it was new.
so we're basically fine there. So the membrane itself seems to be intact.
Yeah, I feel like it might have lost a little bit of its conductivity, but it could also be because of the way I arranged the electrodes.
Yeah, you
I
also
really have
had
to wait for the.
leakage, back then. And that leakage, increases the conductivity. So
I don't think I had leakage.
even back
I
then.
mean, no, well, I don't see any solids in my
Well, if
reduced
you
in my
wanna, I'll
concentrated
actually
acid.
tell you something right now. There's a means to actually regenerate the membranes in case they lose conductivity in the future. Uh,
Oh yeah.
one means is to basically soak them in like 15% hydrochloric acid for like a day, and that will leach out any other remaining ions and replace everything with chloride ions.
Oh great. Okay, that's cool. That's good to know. Thank you.
So that because the membranes themselves normally hold chloride ions. Let's say you've replaced them with sulfates, Of course,
Yeah.
that would reset the membranes. Then you're gonna get chloride contamination in your next batch, and any other acids like nitrate, like the nitrate anion, the sulfate anion, the phosphorus fucking shit. The phosphate is really bad for the membrane. By the way, I'm gonna specifically tell you which anions are bad for your membrane. Phosphate is very bad. Anything with very high valency above 2 is very bad for your membrane. So you do not
Interesting.
want to
Can you
mess
type
with
something
phosphate.
and links in YouTube? Just
Also,
type something in the
some organic acids or like longer chain carboxylic, like oxalic acid, even would be bad because you have those will block your membrane. Like
Ugh.
large anions mess up your membrane. Sulfate is
Yeah,
about
okay.
as big
I'll make sure
as.
to use only distilled water next
Yeah,
time.
yeah, because you don't want these in your membrane because eventually what's gonna happen is these bigger guys are gonna literally get stuck and take up those bind with that quaternary amine, especially
Yeah,
citrates.
that makes sense.
Citrates are very bad for the membrane. They will just get stuck and they'll essentially prevent any ions from flowing, and you'll have the interface will be completely blocked. But I think hydrochloric acid can help remove that still. I think it's only phosphate that really causes an issue with membranes. I actually learned this when I had in university. We had this course known as applied interfacial phenomena. And I mean the only reason why I picked that elective was because there was membranes in it and electrochemistry, and I was like, holy shit, I get to learn more about electrochemistry. Let's go.
You can become even stronger. But yeah,
Yes.
I kept all my electrolytes, so I guess
Yeah, yeah, you'll have
at least I'm not
enough
gonna
distilled.
introduce any more contaminants.
Yeah, you'll have enough distilled water for,
Yeah, I mean with a 5 liter round bottom flask, I think I'm good on distilled water.
yeah, that's a lot. You can always just distill more, to be honest.
Absolutely. And oh, by the way, I think I posted it, but only on the Explosion Does Fire Discord. Yesterday, my lithium iron phosphate batteries came. So in my workshop now are standing 14 kilowatt hours of lithium iron phosphate cells.
Oh, I mean, the whole purpose of your sulfuric acid and nitric acid plant was because you had a whole bunch of electricity and you didn't know, you just basically it's like I'm not doing anything with it and I can't store it. But now with your lithium ion phosphate batteries, you're able to store everything, correct? Or
Well, not really, because I don't have my inverter yet, and so I can't
ah,
use the energy.
damn, that sucks. Oh,
Even
so
if I rigged up something to charge them, which I guess I could, then they'd be full, and I'd be back to the same problem.
yeah. Wait, did you did you did you wait? Why is the bot purring? The restream bot. Did you mess with it? What is going on?
A tiny bit.
Okay, that's hilarious. That
That's what
I dig it. I dig it. I'm
it
like,
was.
why is the restream bot purring? Help! It wasn't like this before.
Was es yo.
Am I right? Keep messing with it. You know, let's keep breaking the bots at the same time as we talk about various projects and stuff. So yes, about your more about that sulfuric thing. Do you have any more other projects besides that you're currently working on?
Well, I'm gearing up for the Ostwald, but other than that, I think I'm gonna just wait until those are done to see what I can do with those resources then.
Uh, yeah, well, you're gonna have a lot of nitric and sulfuric acid. That's a very suspicious, like, reagents to suddenly acquire all of a sudden. You know,
Yeah, fair, but I'm not planning to
I
nitrate
know
anything.
you're not making any of those compounds. I mean, the second worst thing to make would be those cheap weight loss treatments. You've heard of that?
Oh man,
Dinitrophenol.
don't remind me because I actually am low key interested in those, but I can't make those pure enough to be
No, no,
anything
no.
resembling
You wouldn't
steaks,
want
and
to
I can't
take
do
them
it.
anyway because first of all, they actually end up creating long-term damage to your what's it called? To
Yeah,
your
probably oxidative stress.
yeah, they create long-term nerve damage.
Nah, that sucks.
So yes, it's a very bad idea either way.
All right, I guess I just have to keep taking meth.
Heh? Uh,
I mean, you can there's only so much you can do in terms of weight loss. You can get on
oh
treadmill.
my
Oh yeah,
god.
by the way, um, I have an idea for how to deal with weight loss, and that's motivating myself to just get on a treadmill. And the
Uh,
way I'm gonna do that is I have my electric bike, and I'm gonna just add a three-phase rectifier to it, and since I
to
can tread so fast on the bike that it produces 55, 60 volts
oh my god,
out of
don't
the
tell
winding,
me you're gonna do
I can
membrane
hook it,
electrolysis with a
not quite, but I
bike.
can hook it straight into the lithium iron phosphate cells
Yeah,
and
but you're
charge those.
basically indirectly you're literally pedaling for your sulfuric and nitric acid at this point. This is
That's
hilarious.
fair. That's kind of a way to look at it, and it's actually kind of efficient. I think I might end up with like a 50% efficiency.
Dude, you're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love. We need some
Let's see the
workout
cops try and
music.
stop me now. I'm melting sulfuric
you,
acid
you
out
should
of
you
thin
should
air
blast some
in
insane
transition.
workout music with that at the same time.
Oh, I will be.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love. You know that song? You heard of it?
Who doesn't?
Fucking,
That's
I, I,
that's a
I
song.
remember it because of some old fucking hell memories of the past. Damn it. Oh, by the way, I also wanna talk to Chemix. That dude's hilarious. You know that
I love him.
his
I was
Neptunium.
one of his main defenders.
Yeah, I was defending this Neptunium is hilarious as heck though. I don't even know why people got butthurt over that. That was the best.
Oh, I no, I think what he did was spam the admins. I
Well,
think the
well,
reason he's banned is completely unrelated to the Neptunium.
I literally thought he got banned because of Neptunium. That's
No,
literally
no, no,
what I
no. It's
thought. It's
it's
clearly a
way more
joke.
complicated than that.
Okay, so because literally all this time I thought he was banned because of a bad joke.
No, no,
Apparently,
no.
no.
Apparently, he straight up harassed Railgun.
Now, okay, let's not talk about this. Okay, we're approaching safe word. The molecule on my head. Okay, let's talk about other things now. Anyway, aside from that, another person I wanted to have on this podcast is Edward Science Innovations. Like, when I first seen him in the past, he created the most cursed setups. But what we have in common is we both use the most ghetto jank starting, raw materials. I do the same. Like, let's be
Hell yeah.
honest. Look at my setups. My
You know,
90% efficiency chlorate cell is just made of a bunch of junk and cereal container.
yeah, I like to do that very consciously. Like you could buy a bunch of chemicals on the internet. Like there's not much you can make that you can't buy. But the thing is, if you're gonna do home chemistry, what do you make?
Yeah.
Right. When you do home chemistry, it tends to be not about, uh, doing something cheaper or beating the industrial producers to something. It's
Yep.
more just the fun of doing it
It
and
really
having the
is.
experience. And
But
at that point, you can make anything. You can
yeah, yeah.
start from air and
What
build
I
your
like
Griffin
though,
reactor.
the reason why I make my projects continue to look janky, even though if I really wanted to, I can make things proper. One, there are many opportunities I could have improved a lot of my equipment. I find that improvised equipment making something really amazing is hilarious to me. And being able to do it is just that's the satisfaction. Like,
Yeah, the irony is pretty funny.
it's
That
like
I
you hear the
realized this too.
story of Tony Stark in Iron Man 1 making something with a box of scrap. I want that feeling. It's like with the Oswald reactor, I get a bunch of jars and a bunch of things. And while I did have to compromise with the quartz tube, like everything else, like the catalyst I'm using is for fireplaces. Like seriously, it's for it's for gas log fireplaces, and you just shove it in there. And my nozzle to increase the operating pressure is just kitty litter, where I used a pencil and some cotton wool to make a nozzle, and then I cook it inside to cement it. It's
No, I
hilarious.
I saw one then uh then made out of pipe. Fucking great.
You're bugging out
You're
again,
lagging.
by the way. With your internet,
Not me this time.
it actually who is it? It's Toxichem who was lagging. Damn, right? Yeah, your internet, man. You gotta fix it a little bit. It's fine though, but like
Okay, is this better?
it's better. Yes.
So
What's
far,
up?
Okay, fuck yeah, okay. But yeah, I saw one of your PVC pipes the other day, and it was what you used as a reflux condenser, and like that was fucking sick.
Yeah, yeah, and I also found out that aluminum is surprisingly resistant to both nitric acid and ammonia vapors. It will get oxidized to hell and back and turn white, but that doesn't matter because it turns out that against nitric acid, I watched Nerd Rage's video on how to make aluminum nitrate because I basically find out what not to do. And when I saw it, said, nitric acid does not react with aluminum. I'm like, shit,
nitric acid
that's
does not react
amazing.
well.
And I
Yeah,
was
holy
like,
shit.
let's fucking use an aluminum reflux condenser to purify the nitric acid and concentrate it. And it turns out
Even aqueous nitric acid.
not only that, right? So the nitric acid, like the aluminum condenser, you notice that Nerd Rage's old video where he tried to distill azeotropic or even tried to get azeotropic to concentrate in the boiling flask. He had to use a very tall condenser, which wastes a lot of heat, right?
Uh-huh.
Remember? Just use an aluminum fucking tube. You don't have to waste no fucking heat. Yeah, literally. It doesn't have to be as long, basically, because the aluminum has a very, very high thermal conductivity, and that's why it's used in heat sinks. So you can have a shorter column with the same separation power, it seems, because you have
Oh,
greater
huh.
condensation in the walls, because you have a better heat
Interesting.
transfer rate. So yes, aluminum is magical because of that.
Best element.
Oh yeah, speaking of magical materials, so remember how I said I was unhappy with my 95% sulfuric acid and I wanted 100%,
Yeah.
You were
and that I
unhappy
needed.
with your 95%.
I'm not sure it's
Okay.
95. I think it's somewhere between 90 and 95.
Yeah, and
I'm
what,
not that good at distilling.
dude? So what now? What were you? What's finish your sentence, man?
Right, so remember how I said I could do this easily if I had SO3,
Yes.
and how you can basically just heat the living shit out of sodium bisulfate to get SO3.
Yes.
I'm wondering what kind of materials I would need to do that.
Okay. SO3 does not react with. I think steel is fine, honestly, because it's gonna
Yeah,
be very
I was.
dry. Just use
Yeah,
steel.
I kind of had in my head maybe steel could work.
Yeah.
The problem is if you do it from bisulfate, it first splits off water
Okay.
at like 300
Shit.
like
Dude.
300 degrees, and then it forms pyrosulfate,
Okay, we have a bit of a
and then
problem there. Oh
well,
goddamn.
the thing is, at 300 degrees it turns into pyrosulfate, and then you heat it all the way to 600, and that's when it starts cracking. So maybe by the time we hit 600 degrees, there's actually no water left in it.
Yeah. So I think honestly, like a thick enough steel plate would passivate under those conditions anyway.
Yeah.
Sure it will slowly deteriorate over time, but if you get soup cans or paint cans as your literal crucible, it wouldn't matter. You can just toss them. Literally, you can get them anywhere. You can just toss them after you're done with them.
Hmm.
I mean,
Making SO3 in a soup can is like the fucking.
dude, come on. We gotta think of the ways, okay? In fact, we
It's
should probably.
honestly great. I love it. I love it. I love that idea.
Wait, everyone purse now? Holy. Yeah. God
I
damn.
did it.
TCW bot is getting cursed. It's literally forcing everybody to purr now, no matter which chat you type in. Oh my god. I love it. Every podcast. Wait. Does that mean that in anytime I run my Apex stream or my gaming streams, everyone in chat will purr?
No. Everyone in Catboy speech will purr, even the bot.
Yeah,
So if you
but
stream
because
to
the
Catboy,
bot, no, because you see what the bot does is the bot will send a message to Catboy speech no matter who sends a message to any other
no,
chat.
no. So only messages that land in Catboy speech go to Catboy speech.
Oh, okay, I
So if the
understand.
restream bot goes anywhere else, Jesus, this is so cursed. If the message goes anywhere else from the restream bot, then well, it doesn't.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Hello, Yakuza Totoet, yes? You're from Twitch, yo. So, what's up, yo?
Want to talk about cursed chemistry? This topic is about cursed chemistry, where we're talking about making sulfur trioxide in a soup can.
Hell yeah.
But
I'm
weren't
also.
weren't you gonna mention that you need over 200 grams of SO3 to actually fully make your
Holy
sulfuric
shit.
acid anhydrous
Man,
just
yeah,
because of the
I was just
molar
gonna say
ratio
that.
and the atomic weight of
You,
SO3? How
you
cursed is
remember how I
this?
started this conversation, right? I came up to you like, I think I might just make like 10 grams of SO3 just to get my sulfuric acid all the way to 100%. You were like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever, sure, you can make like 10 grams. And we didn't think much of it, but then I started doing the stoichiometry, and I'm like,
Yeah, the
dude, if you have
calculations.
95, if you have 95% sulfuric acid, that still means 1 in 3 molecules is water.
Just because of how heavy it is, right?
Yeah,
Dude, it's so
that just blew my
surprising.
friggin' mind, right? You have to pour half a pound of SO3 into that sulfuric acid just to get to 100%.
I honestly don't know if it's even worth it at that point. Just honestly remove the water with what's it called, with
Phosphorus oxide.
phosphorus pentoxide. You're way
Yeah,
better
well,
off doing
that'd be
that.
super expensive.
Well,
Well, oh yeah, actually, that's a
okay,
good
okay,
point.
okay,
But
okay, dude. If you're gonna do
I
it,
also kind of want to make phosphorus.
yeah. If you're gonna make, reactions in a soup can, let's make I had the idea of white phosphorus from chicken or cow bones. So the idea was white phosphorus from KFC. That was literal meme chemistry that I thought about, and we can actually do it. We can make white phosphorus from old chicken bones, right? And essentially, you can
True.
then burn that white phosphorus to get P2O5, and then you can dehydrate your sulfuric acid with about the same molar equivalent. And that means you'll need a lot less because you're just simply removing water and not trying to add SO3 into it. You get me? Be like much
Yeah,
better.
that's absolutely true. However, that would end up with I'd have contaminated sulfuric
You
acid. I don't want
distill
any.
distill oleum then.
Damn it! I don't want to distill a fucking kilogram of sulfuric acid all over again.
Yeah, that's basically what you're gonna have to fucking do, sadly.
Besides, I'm pretty sure I'd still have phosphoric acid in it, even
Oh
after I
yeah,
distill.
because it's cursed either way. Unless you distill it as SO3, then add water back into it. SO3 only distills at like what, 58 Celsius?
Yeah, you know what? I think if I'm gonna do this, if I'm gonna
But
make
the
SO3
problem
at all, I'm
is
just
there's a problem with that. The reaction between water and SO3 is so exothermic it produces insane amount of vapors. It's not worth it. You're gonna end up producing really cursed, really horrible stuff. But I guess
man.
if you're gonna add SO3 to sulfuric acid, you might as well do that for the next batch, distill pure SO3, and then finally add that to your sulfuric instead of trying to go about this crazy way in other ways.
You may be right. I think I might just kind of do a test batch.
Yeah, because
Sodium bisulfate's pretty cheap
or
still.
do that, or you can do the sodium bisulfate route and just be fuck it, 200 grams of SO3. Doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just from a practical point of view, right? You don't have to make friggin' phosphorus fucking break the Geneva suggestions in the process of just making some SO3.
Yeah, we
You
don't have to
just you just take the friggin' bath salt and run with it.
bath
It's a one-step
salt.
process.
Oh my god. Fucking Geneva suggestion. Don't you mean convention? Or did
Oh
you
no, I consciously reprogrammed my
Nah,
mind
they're
to
only
say Geneva
suggestions.
suggestions.
Geneva
Yeah. Rules
suggestions?
of war.
It's funny when you just say it casually like that.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Yakuza. This is classic. This is what I do when I don't play games. Well, I do other things as well, but this is one of the things I do. I talk with other people who do chemistry stuff. It gets
But
hilarious.
yeah, it would be really interesting to find an over-the-counter method to making sulfur trioxide, because in the UK I can't get sulfuric acid. So making sulfur trioxide
mean,
without
making
sulfuric
No,
acid
we're
would
we're
be
talking about it right now. All you need is sodium
Yeah.
bisulfate and a
Yeah.
shitload of heat.
That would be really interesting. I might try that
Yeah.
sometime, to be honest.
But honestly, making
It-
sulfuric acid itself is easy. Like Brainiac is using a membrane electrolysis process and water treatment electrodes, and it essentially will convert magnesium sulfate, sodium sulfate, ammonium sulfate into sulfuric acid and the corresponding
Yeah.
base.
Yeah, but sulfuric acid is like illegal over 15% here. And I don't wanna
So you
really get
don't
in
want to
trouble.
break a law. So instead, you're gonna do
Yeah.
the classic. I'm gonna have over 100%. Technically, it's not sulfuric acid anymore. It's all. It's. I was making a joke. I was like 85% oleum is technically 15% sulfuric acid, right?
Yeah, holy
Right.
shit. I gotta get my hands on some 85% oleum then.
The moment you open that shit, you're just gonna. It's gonna be an indoor cloud of death. Like, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think my skin would instantly melt.
Yeah, but
Not that bad.
but
I mean,
but at
it's
least it's legal, right? At least.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, today I got too close to my sulfuric acid still, and it was in the early phase, right? So my crude sulfuric acid right now, it's black as tar because,
Ah, yeah.
well, I thought I was smart by adding charcoal to the aqueous acid
You know that will
boiling tip.
convert it to sulfur dioxide and
Yeah, it reduced a little bit of the acid, but I thought that was acceptable. The problem though is this also produces some fumes, and I'm not sure exactly what they are because it's way more caustic than SO2 on its own.
okay.
And I got too
If
close,
there are
and one whiff
if
of
there's
it instantly
hydrogen
chokes you out.
in some of the like, if it's charcoal that's impure and there's contains any hydrogen in that charcoal, you can also produce some H2S from it by the SO2 that then subsequent. It's cursed, but yes.
Nah, it's no. It wasn't reduced sulfur smell.
I
It was
actually found the
really caustic.
means to convert sulfuric acid into H2S using electrolysis by accident while I was plating metal. Do you know how?
Damn.
Do you know how?
How?
So if you mix isopropanol or any alcohol into your sulfuric acid, then use iron
Uh-huh.
electrodes on the cathode, right? It seems that
Uh-huh.
I had a smell of rotten eggs, so I had to completely reset. There's nothing
I gotta
else.
try that.
There's nothing
I
else
have to
that
try
could have
that just
made
for
it.
kicks.
So apparently a mixture of sulfuric acid with an alcohol and an iron cathode with any anode, I used iron as well, produces H2S at the cathode, which was
So you
really
made
bad.
Tom's H2S generator, but you also made an electrochem version of that.
Yes, it was horrible. It was
Nice.
horrible. It wasn't SO2. I recognized that smell. It was H2S. And so I had to toss it out and start over because I'm not running that. You would,
Interesting.
right? You would fucking toss it out if you realize that your chemistry is gonna kill you.
Oh yeah.
It's honestly terrifying.
I didn't even
But yeah, I
expect.
got
I
too close to my
thought it.
acid and
I literally thought that it would at most produce SO2, but I guess while it produces SO2 at the cathode, that because it's a cathode that has strongly reducing conditions, apparently it went all the way to H2S. That was cursed. So yeah,
I'm
be
surprised by that.
careful. Be very careful when it comes to those mixtures.
Was you inside when you was doing that as well?
Yes. Hence why I stopped it. I was like, why does
Yes.
it smell like eggs? And the moment I said, I put on my respirator, took all the fucking windows, I put it open, realized I was running about 3 amps. I'm like, this can't be good.
Like, do you think it was close to quantitative yield of H2S, or was it
I
just very
don't
good?
think so. Electrochemistry's messy. A lot of hydrogen was coming out as well, I think. I hope.
Hmm. Well, you didn't die.
Yeah, I didn't die. And the smell, I was a little worried because like, you know, obviously when you
Maybe
start making something horrible, you start to worry.
maybe
But
the sulfite you inhaled chelated out some of the lead poisoning.
uh, imagine. Anyway, Toxicam, you do a lot. You do a lot of other projects, right? So, what have been what have been your the projects that you have done recently?
Recently, I've made sulfur chlorides. Like, it was pretty shit, to be honest, and it smelled absolutely horrible. But currently, right now, I'm making trifluoronitrosomethane, which is a blue gas. And
Oh,
yeah, and
Oh shit.
wait,
like
trichloronitrosomethane,
trifluoronitrosomethane.
Fluoro.
trifluoro.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Yeah, it's that really sketchy. It's the one picture of a round bottom flask on Wikipedia with a blue gas in it. You're like, what the fuck?
that
Yes,
that
and
sounds weird.
it turns out that that picture is actually fake.
Really?
Yes, they basically just edited a picture of chlorine gas and made it blue. And
No.
Oh
yes,
my
yeah,
god,
honestly,
that's sad.
yeah, it is sad. So hopefully I can be like one of the first people.
So you're
to
actually
take
gonna make
You have the
trifluoro
you have the original.
nitrosomethane. Well, if it's a
Yeah.
nitroso, it makes sense why it's blue.
Yes, yeah,
But
exactly. There's a lot of really nice
so
blue nitrogen compounds.
what are your precursors for this? Because I can't think of like.
So I'm using ethyl trifluoroacetate, and I'm
Okay.
reacting it with aqueous hydroxylamine, which will produce a trifluoroacetohydroxamic acid.
Yeah.
And that decomposing above, I think, 200 degrees Celsius actually rearranges into trifluoronitrosomethane.
That's insane. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. Like, I was literally researching for like 2 months at just papers on how to prepare it and stuff.
Ah, yeah, and you
And like,
finally found your answer.
yes. Yeah, it's like I can't wait, honestly. Like in the next few days, hopefully I'll see if I can,
Yeah.
do
You
it.
know, at least you have a straightforward path. Meanwhile, as a
Mm-hmm.
person who made their own homemade electrodes for,
Yeah.
I need to
perchlorate.
go, people. See ya next time.
All right, see ya. As a
All
person
right,
who
see ya.
made their homemade electrodes for perchlorate cells, making lead dioxide electrodes was a lot of papers. I read over, I think, 80 research papers on this shit. And they
Gosh,
can't
yeah,
even
like
agree. They cannot even agree which form of PbO2 is active or which form is more efficient. And there's so many
electrochemistry
theories.
it just goes over my head.
It's
I
like the
have
Chinese
no
paper claims that the alpha crystal arrangement is better. The Indians claim the beta is better. You know, they go back and forth with this,
yeah.
and then not only that, then they claim that if it's doped, it's better. And I think after reading all of this, it does seem that a lot of the commercial lead dioxide electrodes are beta lead dioxide. But then I've also read Science Madness, and it seems that impure beta lead dioxide electrode gives you a 30% efficiency. Right.
I see.
That's what it seems. That's what other people have tested. Posits the catalytic properties of the electrode as much. So that seems to hold true because I have tested both an alpha and a beta lead dioxide electrode, and I have added some bismuth, and it does seem that the beta form is shit when it's impure. But the alpha
I see.
form
I
is
see.
pretty good.
Yeah, I definitely do want to go more into that because that seems really interesting, like how impurities.
Electrochemistry is cursed.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it's cursed. Okay? Like even though in my videos I make it look like it's working, right? It works, yes.
yeah.
But you really actually have to just literally keep fucking trying and trying again, trying to set up, try to, you know, rearrange things until it finally works. You
Yeah,
know?
it's why I've never really touched it, to be honest, because it's absolutely insane. I just stick to organic chemistry.
Yeah, but
I just
like
stick,
the
yeah,
the most important thing in electrochemistry is this following thing. What current density are you running your cell at? That's what matters the most.
yeah,
Because certain reactions happen at different current densities, and if you are running at too high current density, you might be producing something else at your electrodes. If you run too
yeah,
low, then it also matters on the voltage, because if you run too much volts, you have it's basically the same thing. So it's like a literal balancing act between the voltage, current density, and a few other factors. It's
yeah.
hilarious.
Absolutely insane, and big props to you who can actually do it. Like, holy shit,
I mean, it takes a
I could,
while, but
yeah,
eventually I get it. Especially with the membrane electrolysis of sulfuric acid. I've also membrane electrolysis a lot of crazy things. Like the craziest membrane electrolysis journey I did was membrane electrolysis synthesis of tetraamine copper perchlorate. Yes, I have done that.
wow.
Like that Liptakov stuff, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to because I didn't have ammonium perchlorate back then. I realized if I just make copper perchlorate using membrane electrolysis, I can then just bubble ammonia through it and I'm done. I did that exact thing. It worked.
I bought ammonium perchlorate from eBay once.
Yeah, I'm never able to buy that, yet I have a lot of it because just fucking make it.
Yeah, like I have no clue why it was on eBay because
Yeah, that's fucking cursed. But it turns out that making perchlorates was a lot harder than I thought when I first started. I was in the
I
dark,
see.
really, even with the right electrodes. By the way, my first electrode was a super glue composite PbO2 electrode that lasted quite
Ah,
some
yes.
time until I discovered the alpha beta coating process from a Japanese advertisement talking about it. Then I said I don't have any way to create a temperature gradient to control which form of the oxide plate. So I'm just gonna make two plating baths, and it worked out the same
Yes.
anyway.
Awesome.
But anyway, even with the right electrodes, I tried running it at low current density. I got nothing. So I did more research, and I found out that only current densities above 150 milliamps per centimeter squared actually produce perchlorates, because that's when the hydroxide anions actually congregate at the anode, I believe, and have this weird like hydroxy radical reaction where it oxidizes the chlorate, and it only happens when your substrate or your electrode is some special material that has a very high oxygen evolution potential, that it begins to produce ozone at those current densities. And
Holy shit.
not only that, I have a
Yeah, like
video of my perchlorate cell producing enough ozone because I'm running 36 amps through it, and it's at its late stages that you could see like blue gas going through the tubes. And I had to run that
Oh my
shit through
god.
scrubbers because when I wasn't running it through a scrubber, I couldn't even breathe in the room because it started to smell like really bad. Ozone, when it's at high concentrations, it stops smelling fresh and starts smelling like burnt plastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
holy shit, electrochemistry is honestly evil. Like
It can just like you think you're making oxygen at your anode. No, you're making straight ozone. And it's
yeah,
also mixed
yeah,
with hydrogen. But luckily there was a Venturi scrubber attached to it, which would reduce the pressure and also dilute the gas mixture. So because it was running at negative pressure, the scrubber was removing most of the ozone.
I see, I see.
I
I
mean,
do
But yeah,
wonder
like
how much you could do with if you had an ozone generator that could make 10% ozone or something.
oh yeah, actually I've read a few more papers after I saw that phenomena happening, and there are actually lead dioxide anode ozone generators that use a proton exchange membrane as a solid electrolyte interface and a hollow platinum cathode, or whatever, was it
Wow.
titanium, it's anything. What they basically do is they pass high pressure water through the cathode region, and you know, that allows the ozone to basically concentrate at the anode while the hydrogen just flows out of the membrane and doesn't become part of the system. It basically
Hmm.
just basically fuck you. And because it will, hydrogen's so small, it's going to squeeze through the gap at these pressures. So you end up with pure ozone coming from the anode side, where the other side of this high pressure chamber is connected to with water. And basically they also run this at very low temperatures to increase the efficiency, and they're able to produce like 80% ozone and 20% oxygen out the anode
Oh my
chamber,
god.
and it's just
Isn't that
purple gas.
explosive?
Well, it's fucking scary. I'm pretty sure they must have some kind of bypass attached to this, because
I'm
that's
pretty sure I read somewhere that high concentrations of ozone are explosive.
yeah. But I saw a fucking cursed ass picture, and not only that, they were marketing an ozone electrolytic ozone generator for dunking in your orange juice.
holy shit.
I'm
The,
worried because from what I know, the only electrode that's capable of producing high concentration ozone is lead dioxide. Well, there's also
yep.
boron doped diamond, but this was a cheap device, which kind of
Oh,
worries me.
I knew immediately that that was one with several layers.
That worries me that's a lead dioxide electrode in your OJ as you do your
You know what?
quackery
I think
treatment.
there's just a context there's just a contest on the internet of how, what the worst shit you can tell some shitso to put in their orange juice.
It was this hippie stuff that was related to it's just a Chinese company talking about this will protect you against blah 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 disease
Yeah,
again.
it makes me want to jump on the bandwagon. Just come up with the most toxic, most dangerous thing, and
I've
then
seen
spin a story around
Shanghai
it and tell people it's
pyramids
healthy and see
made
how
of
many people
thorium
actually
and
do it.
uranium ores, man. That's up
Yeah.
there.
Well, they've already done uranium. They've done thorium. They've
Oh my
done
god.
fucking radon.
Radon. Oh no. What the hell is wrong with some of these? Like
There are there are uranium mines in, I think, the Czech Republic or Poland or wherever,
Poland,
where
man. It's
you
always
can you can go there and spend like an hour in the mine and they tell you the radon is good for you.
what? No.
Yeah, you can. So no, seriously, you can take a bubble bath in that shit.
No.
They pump the radon contaminated mine air through your bathtub, and you take a bath in it, and
Did you
it's
do
good.
that? Or did you not? Because I would
What? Oh
fucking
no, I didn't. But
because I was
Veritasium did
afraid.
it actually.
Wait, I would
Veritasium
not.
had a
I think I
he had a
remember that
bath
video. Yeah.
I
in
would
the
not.
mine
I
water.
would personally not have that done. That sounds extremely fucked because radon is really, really, really radioactive.
Yeah, don't you remember the documentary he did about uranium and nuclear fission? There was a scene where he took a bath and he took his gamma scout with him into the bath and he held it against his bath water and it was radioactive.
Damn. That that sounds hilarious. That sounds scary. I would okay. Whenever I go to uranium mines, okay, take a bath one day before, bring some wipes, and don't take a bath in those spas. Noted. If ever I visit Poland.
But no, the Pol that was in the Czech Republic. It was not
Okay,
Poland. But
okay, okay. Czech
the point
Republic.
is,
Change it.
if you want to come up with an original idea to make people do stupid stuff thinking it's healthy, you got to think bigger than uranium because that's
Uh,
already been done.
well, yeah, but I think ozone is cursed. Like I've even seen videos of people injecting ozone into their blood, right?
Yeah, oh, I know. I know.
Why on earth?
I did my bachelor's thesis about something uh tangential to it. So
Uh,
I know a lot about those esoteric treatments involving ozone.
some of these are just cursed, I'll be honest.
I don't
My favorite
particularly
one
like
was
the word treatment and ozone in the same sentence.
No, no,
yeah, no,
no.
get this.
Ozone is used as a
My favorite
disinfectant.
one was rectal insufflation.
No!
And it's exactly what it sounds like. They put a tube up your ass and they pump ozone into your
Well,
ass.
I'm pretty sure it's not pure ozone. It's probably, but it's still bad. It's like
No,
bleach.
it's the
That sounds hot.
they tend to have a corona discharged ozone generator and it makes like a couple
Oh
grams per
yeah,
hour, right?
it's not a
But
lot
it
then,
goes up your ass.
but that's still gonna fucking hurt. It sounds like
You
a
you can
bad
have it done.
idea.
You can have it done to your pets, by the way. There are
No, the
videos on YouTube where people will say, "Oh, you can bring your pet to us. We'll put ozone in their ass, and it's good for
Holy
them."
shit. I
oh
am
my
not bringing my
god,
cats
no,
anywhere near
no,
that place.
no. That's not good. Uh, But yeah, the only good thing ozone is used for is water treatment. It's in fact one of the main reasons why everyone has safe drinking water. It's better than
Yeah,
Yeah,
chlorine.
it's a good disinfectant. Yeah.
But anything else, anything like inhaling it, shoving it up your ass, I don't know, getting sprayed on with it, whatever other weird bubbling it into your orange juice made with some cursed electrocatalysts that are 10 times as
not only
toxic as the
ozone, but they
ozone.
also give you lead poisoning.
I
That's
know.
why I love it.
That's why it's stupid. It's like you get electro. It's like I would not trust those electrodes at all.
No, man, especially fresh ones. They flake and shed little nanoscopic grains and everything.
That wasn't in your cat boys, you're exactly right, yes.
Man, you should have seen the precipitate from when I first ran my ruthenium MMO.
Well,
It was there was a black residue in my cell.
oh yeah, I think I remember. But I think, did you run it at the correct conditions or did you just fuck around? What exactly happened?
Well, I tried to do it right. I had roughly the right pH. I didn't have too much current density, and it worked. I made like 2 kilograms of chlorate, and it still worked.
Yeah, I mean,
Only reason I stopped was because I had enough.
yeah,
2 kilograms.
you don't need that much. I once ended up with 10 kilograms of chlorate. I'm not even joking.
Holy shit.
And then I turned that into 5 kilograms of perchlorate, and I just slowly used it up.
What do you use perchlorate for?
Well, most of the time, I ended up trying to attempt to make perchloric acid. You know, worked in some of them. The rest of it, I just end up whenever I have a bonfire outside, right? I'm serious. I have nothing else to
You're
use
like,
it
You know
for.
what? I'm bored, and you just take a kilogram of perchlorate and you
I swear, it gets the logs going. It works though.
Those
You know
fucking
what?
chemists are wild. Like,
Not only that,
When I was in eighth
I have
grade,
actually used perchlorate in a very good. And one of my recent videos on how to extract potassium chloride from how to recrystallize it in my best attempt at it, where I got a recovery of like 80-ish%, I believe, by using the salting out method rather than repeatedly boiling it. I think there were only 50 grams left from the like 380 grams that I originally had in there. So my recovery was really good. And the way I found that out was I just put sodium perchlorate. Like I just casually put hundreds of grams of sodium perchlorate to say I'm gonna see how many potassium ions are left in there. It's like casually just pour 100 grams because a perchlorate anion is fairly heavy, so you need a lot,
true.
because I have nothing else to do with it. I still have over 3 kilograms, and it's just in various containers. I've also tried
if I
purifying it. I actually found the means to purify sodium perchlorate and remove all chlorate from it using UVC. It's called my UVC catalyzed chlorate decomposition chamber, where you mix cold chilled 37% HCl into your sodium perchlorate contaminated with chlorate, and you turn on the UVC lamp. What that's going to do is that's going to strike the chlorine dioxide that's produced in solution while it's still cold. It will cause it to form chlorine gas, right? And oxygen. But because the chlorine gas is still in solution and it's a very slow reaction, it then reforms hydrochloric acid, right? And the only thing that's ever
Mhm.
released is oxygen in a very tiny amount of chlorine. As it warms up, this reaction sort of picks up a little bit. So this
Huh.
hydrochloric acid recycles itself, while oxygen is theoretically your only byproduct, but that's not the case.
I think
Eh,
if
I
I
wouldn't
own
go out of
three
my way to destroy
kilos
it though.
of if I own 3 kilos of like perchlorates in the UK, I would just the police would be knocking on my door the next day. Like
Dude,
The police actually did find my 2 kilograms of chlorate, but I didn't explicitly uh
dude,
get
they're only
arrested.
gonna do that if you buy it from like online somewhere. If you literally buy 3 kilograms of table salt, they won't give a fuck.
No, they found the chlorate in my room though. That was kind of funny.
I mean, whatever, right?
why was the
Long
police
story,
in
by
your
the
room?
way. I'm gonna tell it at some point. Not on stream though.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
when I was in eighth grade, you reminded me of this by telling about dumping perchlorate into a bonfire. We had a school trip and we had a bonfire as well, and I was interested in playing with the fire at that point. I had this idea, you can dump some fuel into it. I wanted a liquid fuel, but gasoline would have been too boring. So what I did was I went to a grocery store and I bought 3 liters of cooking oil.
Huh.
And so when I got bored, I just took a bottle and started, pouring um little swigs of it into the fire, and it has a lot of energy, right? It,
Yeah.
it released the energy pretty quick. But then one night it was like 2 a.m. and the only people awake were complete zombies. Because for some reason we were camping in November and it was like freezing temperatures the entire time. So we
that
were we couldn't really sleep. We were zombies, and we sat in a circle around the fire, and one guy, just in the process of shifting around in his chair, kicked the bottle towards the fire, and the bottle fell over and leaked its entire contents.
of
And
cooking
the oil
oil.
managed to seep into the cooking oil managed to seep into the fire, and all of a sudden it just grew to like 3 meters high, and everyone
Shit.
just got up and ran away because it was so hot.
It's like they wake up to a blazing inferno.
Absolutely, man. It felt like you got Hiroshima.
Oh
You,
my
you
god.
felt your skin burning, and everyone just ran away. And
Dude.
a week later, I was approached by people who weren't even at the fire. They were in the tent trying to sleep. They were like, "Hey, did you do anything? Because at some point the fire just suddenly got so bright. We saw it inside the tent."
Oh my god. That sounds extremely cursed. It's
It
just
was it
it's
was so
just
much fun.
regular cooking oil though. Hey, speaking
Yeah.
of cooking oil being used to fire, have you ever heard of those waste oil burner forges? They're actually pretty
Yes.
good. Like because they used waste cooking oil, or
Yeah.
any oil, motor oil even, you can actually do some metal castings like of copper and aluminum for much cheaper
Yes.
than buying a ton of propane, you know?
My
Because
my former roommate wants to buy one and
the
take
energy density, I
used engine oil
believe,
from work and
of
just burn it.
cooking oil is about the same as diesel, like about the
Yeah,
same. Basically, it's diesel, like
it
in
basically is diesel. That's why.
just a little gummier. That's why they don't put it in cars because of
Yeah.
the glycerol backbone. That's why when you remove the glycerol backbone and make another ester that's less gummy and more, stable in your car, it's called biodiesel.
Absolutely.
One
I'm
day,
surprised. 20 years ago, they did an experiment with biodiesel fueled vehicles in Germany, and it went nowhere. But now, all of a sudden, they're doing the exact same thing again, but they're calling it e-fuels.
yeah, they just don't want the branding, okay? Because biodiesel's like an old fad. They want to rename it to something else, even if it's the exact same thing.
Yeah, you might have a point.
I've also heard of this other thing. You know that when you break down long chain oil, you get alkenes, right?
Yes.
That can be used for like, various fuel sources, right? So,
Hmm.
you've all heard of like pyrolysis of like plastics and oils to produce like synthetic petrol. But of course, since you're putting energy into it, you basically are wasting a lot of energy cracking these things that it's not worth
Yeah.
it anymore. Plus, all the energy it took to grow all the fucking crops also make it not worth it. Here be the
Hmm.
deal, though. I've heard a while, but I don't think I don't think this stuff is actually worth it either. Is they claim that if you add special photocatalytic powder to a bunch of like oil from fatbergs, like recycled oil, it could break it into said, you know, alkenes. But here's the problem I'm thinking about. If you can do that, right? The problem with alkenes is they kind of just like to turn into tar. So the only real way to
Mhm.
actually stabilize the fuel you distill or crack with any method is
Hydrogenated.
hydrogenation. Yeah, I was gonna say that. So unless you add hydrogen into your fuel, which is more energy wasted, of course, you're not really gonna get anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why plastic is not recycled much, and it's because there's just no way to make it useful.
I kind of made a joke. What if you put chlorine? Yeah, yeah, you know, yeah. Or some other thing like put an oxygen. I don't fucking know. If there's a way to put an oxygen instead of a hydrogen, I mean, that's fine. It's an
But you
alcohol.
know, yeah, the thing you showed me, actually, this is the third experiment that you've inspired me to try now that involves soup cans. Is
Steam
crack
reforming. Yes.
no, but no cracking polypropylene
Yeah.
and polyethylene
Yeah.
because it seems to make some really nice useful solvents, and the molecules are light enough that I think it might be possible to fractionally distill them.
Yeah, but you still have to hydrogenate some of it, right? Or since it's polypropylene, you're gonna get a bunch of.
Well, that's true, but apparently if you crack polyethylene, a significant fraction of that is going to be N-pentane.
Wait, wait, wait. Where the fuck does the hydrogen come from?
I don't know. I saw a paper and they just did analysis on the cracking products and they say they find 15% pentane.
Well, that's 15%. Okay, never mind. Everything makes sense again. It's probably just
Well,
hydrogen
no, it's
coming
not
from.
it's not like quantitative yield, but
But I know
you get
that's.
most of the short chain alkanes, they're in there and they make up like 70% total.
Wow. So where the fuck does the hydrogen come from? Is did it come from the rest of the molecules that got fucked over?
I guess.
Was it? Do they have any special conditions? Any special weird calcium aluminum oxide catalyst that caused it to work that way? Because
It did not indicate that they do, but here's a little detail that might make it interesting. It's a Chinese paper.
oh no, dude, come on. The moment you said that, all my hopes fell. Cause like every time I see a Chinese paper, half the time you can't trust it at all.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I said too, but it's someone else who posted it, and I asked them about it, and I got
Oh
no
my god,
response. So, you know, it's
dude,
I just didn't want to
you have
immediately
to, you have
discredit
to,
it.
you have to ask them in Chinese.
See
Yeah,
see who disconnects if I post Tiananmen Square.
no, you have to ask them in Chinese. Like I'll be honest with you, that's the
I
only
don't know,
way
maybe
to get it to
actually let
work.
me
You can't directly
I'll type it
translate
in.
it. You need a friend.
I'm looking for
I
it.
mean, I know someone. I mean, I'm gonna DM it because I don't want to say anything, but you remember,
Hey, it was Aurelia who posted it.
right?
Here it is on Skyhub.
Yeah, I don't remember. Okay, posted. I DM'd you. Maybe he can help you ask those guys if he really if my guess is right. I'm not sure if it is though. Oh, you know what's hilarious? So I was walking down the street. Speaking of Chinese, I walked down the street, right? This van pulls up and said, "Hey, I need a Mandarin translator. Can you help?" I said, "I don't speak Chinese. Why do I look Chinese to you?" And he said, "Yes." I'm like, "No, I don't even look Chinese." So you look Mongolian. I'm not fucking Mongolian either. Find someone else. I don't even look like any of that. Be like, what the hell is that? Was it because I was throat singing? Because I was. I think that's what gave it away. Huh.
Yes, someone once asked me if I was German. I'm like, I do not sound. I do not sound German at all.
Oh my
I'm like,
god.
How do you think I am German? Like,
Fucking yeah, but
see,
I was throat singing though, so he probably thought
yeah.
I was like, what song was I singing? That song by that Kalmik folk song called Ijin Dun. What? I'm trying to remember the lyrics. It's like Boyam Stada Ijibin Zodegada or some shit. I don't fucking know. Some shit like that. I'm not singing it properly, of course, but eh.
I have never ever met someone who can throat sing before. Holy shit.
No,
That's
I
great.
I could, but I'm not doing it properly now. It's
Yeah.
just not easy right now because I've been doing Catboy voices earlier with the stream, so my throat's kind of dry as well because I've also been talking for a while.
Yeah, you're honestly really good at that. Like,
Like,
holy shit.
I love that shit. They gotta some shit. I don't know how they do it exactly. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yes.
The modified Catboy version of throat singing where it goes like,
Yo, 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 yo.
Fucking SpongeBob, motherfucker.
SpongeBob! Ah! Oh
That
my
was
God.
allowed in my ears.
God damn.
My internet's trying to tell me to go to sleep.
Wait, who's telling you to go to sleep? Yes, I mean, if you need to go to sleep, you need to go to sleep.
That's true.
Yogi Bear, smarter than the average bear. I love that show. It's fucking classic.
And Yogi Bear is a classic.
Dude,
Thanks for having me in your podcast.
yeah,
And
no problem. We might even have you in the podcast again. There's like multiple guest appearances. Hopefully we have other people in this podcast. Like, it would be cool if someone like Tom joined the podcast. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, let's get
we
explosions
need to
of
build
fire
up
in here.
reputation for that.
A
Of
fucking Nile
course.
red. Like
Yeah, no, we'll get there.
Wow,
Don't
dude.
worry. We'll get there. The Catboy Chemical Society. We're growing, man. We'll eventually get
yes.
there.
Yes. Catboy supremacy.
Catboy supremacy.
Indeed.
All right, guys, have a good one.
All right.
Yeah, I'm probably
We
gonna
got
go too.
tomorrow.
See, my
Bye.
girlfriend's
All right.
my
See
girlfriend's
you.
prodding
I need
me.
to go. It's been an hour already. I think
Yeah,
we should all head
Yeah.
off, and I need to sleep.
I think we're up. Yeah.
See you guys, yo. Welcome to the podcast. We're going now because the day is over and I need to go to sleep, yo.
Soon, everyone, from the
Yeah.
Catboys. See you.